Welcome to this tutorial on using the PIAAC International Data Explorer. In this tutorial, we will show you how to use the PIAAC Prism data with the International Data Explorer. The first thing to do is to look for the PIAAC Data Explorer, and for that we're going to go to a search engine and do PIAAC Data Explorer NCES, and this will take us to the NCES webpage. And we'll see the link to the PIAAC Data Explorer on the left. And then we'll see that we have the PIAAC Data Explorer here. We're going to click there. And we get to the PIAAC Data Explorer. We'll see that we can choose the language. Currently the PIAAC data are only shown in English. And here we're going to select the data that we want to work with. For example, we want to select the adults, household, and prison. And here we're gonna select, so we want to work with, for example, we're gonna look at literacy within the prison population. Now notice that the prison data was collected in 2014, so there's no data in 2017, and it shows up in the column for PIAAC 2012 and 2014. So we're gonna unselect that and select here. Then we're going to go to select variables, and for example we want to look at the results by age groups in 10-year intervals. And again, we're going to make sure that the data for 2014 is selected correctly. We're going to edit the reports in the next step. And here we have several options. So we have formats. So I'm going to select here. I'm going to leave the defaults here so that we're going to work with the defaults of the program. But here you can select the number of decimals that you want to display, the labels that you want to display, and so on. You can select the statistics that you want to calculate. I'm going to select averages and percentages. Now notice that if I do select a third statistic, it's going to tell me that you can only select two of them. So we're going to select percentage of people by age group and average literacy scores. Done. And we're ready to generate our first report. And if we click on Build Reports, it'll take a few seconds, and then we have the results here: 24 or less, 25 to 34. So we have the individuals in 10-year intervals. A couple of other things that we could do here. One is we could want to find out whether these numbers are significant from each other, statistically significantly different. So we can do significance test by age groups on the average. Done. And we'll get a significance table that looks like this, where we have the participants by age group, and here we have the difference between the groups with the standard error of the difference and the p-value of the difference. And we'll see that the significant differences are color-coded. Other things that we can do with the results, we can export them by clicking on the export. And here we'll have the option to select what we want to export. And here I'm going to select report the table and the significance test into an Excel file. And once I click done, you can save the file or you can open it. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to open the file, and we'll see here that we have the results in an Excel table, and we have the table, and we also have the significant testing results. couple of other features that are useful with the Data Explorer, I'm going to go back here, is I'm going to back to the edit reports, and you can create a new report. And look what we can do here. We can do create a new report. So we're going to create a new report, and we're going to call this collapsed age, and I'm going to select the prison data. We're going to create a new variable, and for that we're going to select the age groups in 10-year intervals, and we're going to recategorize those. So these two are going to be now below 35 years old. Create, and now we have 45 and older. Create, and this is going to be the group that is between 35 and 45. Create, and now we have three groups. So we've done some collapsing. Done. So for our new report, we're going to select this collapse variable, PIAAC. Again, we're going to select averages and percentages. Done. And you'll see that this report shows up here called collapsed ages, where we're going to be looking at age groups in 10-year intervals but collapsed. And when we do build reports, you'll see that we get report 1, and here we have collapsed ages. And we see now that we have the results for those below 35 years of age, 45 and older, and those between 35 and 45. And we have the average and percent of people in each one of those groups. What we can see here is that of the in-prison population, 48% are below 35 years old. So anyway, so those are some of the features of the Data Explorer. One last feature that is very useful is this link to this page. If you want to go back to your results, you click here and it'll give you a link, and then you can copy the link and open a new session of a browser, paste the link, and you will get back the table that was just generated. It doesn't save the recodings, but it will save the original table, which was age groups in 10-year intervals by literacy. So these are some of the features of the Data Explorer. We invite you to explore it and make use of it, and try out all the different options. Thank you for watching. For more information or comments about these videos, please write to egonzalez@ets.org. Thank you.
This video was made possible by the Institute of Education Sciences of the U.S. Department of Education, through Grant R305B160020 to Educational Testing Service. The opinions expressed are those of the authors and do not represent views of the Institute or the U.S. Department of Education.